Hi, I'm Michel-Jones, and I want to show you how I used a secret formula to generate $326,819.61 in the last 3 months. In this training course, I set up a brand new campaign because I wanted you to see how it's built from the beginning, from day one. But let me show you something that is not going to be in the training. This is the results that I actually get from my other campaigns. Here's my one shopping cart account. I selected a period of 3 months here, from June to August, and these are real numbers. I want you to see that this is consistent. That's why I've included the last 3 months here. We're talking about over 2,000 sales every month. 70 to 80 sales a day is the average. And close to 90% of all of the sales that you're seeing here comes from AdWords. So obviously it's an effective source of traffic. I'm making over $100K a month in gross sales. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, there are expenses involved in that number. I've got the advertising expense for one that I pay to AdWords. I've got payment processing and other stuff like, making CDs and all that kind of stuff. So if you take all of that out, I'm actually clearing between 30 and 60% of these sales. It kind of depends on the product, but you could say that on average, I get to keep about half of this up front. So that's over $135,000 in my pocket for the 3 months that you see here. Now, that doesn't even include back-end sales, which most of the time is a high-ticket product. The main idea here is that you get people into your funnel, and then you start marketing high-ticket products that can be, over $500. Even some of my stuff is $1,500. What we're talking about in these numbers here, though, is less expensive products, maybe a report for $47 or something like that. But what this is showing, again, look at the numbers, over $300K in 3 months. Even after expenses, who wouldn't want to make $50,000 a month? And if I wasn't using this system, I would not be able to generate enough traffic and would be paying way more in ad spend. So obviously, it works for me. But remember, this is a system. Anybody can do it. It's like paint by numbers or connect the dots. It's literally that easy. This is my main AdWords account, and what I want to show you here is that I'm the real deal. I'm spending real money. I'm making real investments. I'm not playing games. I do want to say, though, you don't start out like this from day one, right? You start out small. As you make money, you reinvest that money. You spend more so that you make more. That's the way it works. What you're going to see here might seem overwhelming, but remember, I didn't start out like this either. It took me, in fact, about a year to get up to this point where I was spending like this. So it's not like I just plopped down $191K in ad spend. I worked myself up to that point. This is over a period of 3 months, from June 1st to the end of August. And in those 3 months, I personally invested $191,000 that generated 11 million impressions for my ads, and out of that I got 239,000 clicks, a little more than that, which I think is pretty good. And if we broke that down into daily results, you're looking at $2,000 a day for ad spend. Again, though, that's something that you work up to. You don't start out like that. Now, my gross revenue from that per day was $3,600. That gave me a net profit every day of $1,500 after all the expenses. That's how serious this is. This is what I want to get across to you. When I tell you that it works, this is what I mean. So in other words, for every $100 that I invest, I make $175 back. My question is, if you invested $100 and you made $175 back, how many times would you want to do that? Like as many times as you possibly could, right? That's what's so good about AdWords. You can start out small. When you get the system working, you just ramp things up until you've got it maxed out. And in a scenario like this, where you're investing $100 and making back $175, that means if you invest $1,000, you'll make $1,750 back because you just ramp the whole system up. So it's real, and you can do it too. It's a system. All you got to do is follow it. And this doesn't even include back-end sales. What we're talking about here is money that I make just to get leads. Some people are happy if they can just break even getting a new customer, right? Then they'll make up the money on the back end. They might even be willing to lose money up front. I don't work like that. And with my technique, you don't have to either. In fact, the way I work, I spend around $2 to $3 per lead, and each lead that I get is worth, on average, $20 to $30 on the back end. So 10 times my investment. Now, obviously, not everybody buys on the back end because my back end products are a little bit more expensive. But that's why I say that the average lead is worth $20 to $30. Each one of those leads is worth that much. Now, let's take a look at how much money I've made just getting new customers. In the last 3 months, I've made $326,819.61 using this exact formula. And almost every penny is generated from AdWords. Let me tell you, if I can do this, you can too. It's not because I'm super smart, okay? In fact, I totally flopped at AdWords. After the Google slap, all my campaigns totally bombed, and I didn't know what to do to bring them back. The good news is, though, what I've got now is a system. It's a system that I've been perfecting for a little over a year now. All you have to do is follow the steps. Right before your very eyes, I'm going to show you each step, just like you were sitting at my desk looking over my shoulder. And what's the best way to make money online? Find somebody who is making money online and just do what they do, right? That's how it works. And what I'm telling you right now is you just found somebody who's making huge profits with AdWords, and I'm willing to tell you how I'm doing it. If you want to make money online, just do what I do. When you're selling something online, the single most important factor that determines what your revenue is traffic.